Yo, you know what time it is, man. This is your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chan Tuck Boxing, bro. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Most definitely. Of course, you know what you're tuning in to. This is a segment we like to call Chin Check, bro. We here to talk about last night fights in this Chin Check. Lubin got his chin check last night, man, and he came back for a moment, man. And he had a shot, man, but like I said in the prediction, the later the rounds went, man, the more trouble he would have had with that height and that reach and that range. So let's start with, I'm gonna get your thoughts on the fight last night, man. I know you was on the edge of your seat, the way I was on the edge of my seat. Let the fans know how you felt when you watching that fight live last night.
Man, we got a treat last night, man. Big ups to Fundora. He proved us wrong. He is what we thought he was. We just thought, like I said, I thought Lubin had enough power to stop him in his tracks, and he didn't. And like you said off camera, we talked about it a little bit. Fundora is a little bit faster than we thought he was, Fundora. So that was kind of shocking. So, I mean, I'm going to give him credit, and I'm going to give credit to Lubin, man. He was a warrior. He fought to the end, man. I hope everything is great with his health, man, because that was ugly at the end, the way his face was swelling up, man. So, you know, that's why I say when people talk about people in boxing and that you want to call people cherry picks or they garbage or he ain't this or that, just look at that fight last night and look how much grit and how much heart Lubin put in that fight, man. He gave his all, man. So big ups to both of them, man. We got a treat last night, man. I enjoyed it. I went to bed with a smile on my face.
Most definitely did, yo. Because after watching the Ryan Garcia fight and being almost put to sleep from boredom, that fight was a treat, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was on the edge of my seat. When he first knocked down Lubin earlier in the fight, I was like, oh, here you go. Maybe, here we go. Lubin choking at the end again. But then when he came back, man, and landed that beautiful, beautiful right hook, man, that shot was there for him all night. It was there for him. But I don't know if because he was punching up, you know, maybe just the chin, man. Maybe Fundora chin is just A1, man. But he was eating them shots. Even the body work, you can hear on the camera some of the body shots Lubin was hitting them with. And Fundora just kept coming, man. He didn't stop throwing. The uppercut was there. It was beautiful, and I enjoyed it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Let's talk about it before we get deep into the Fundora story. Let's talk to the fans that we gave a parlay to yesterday. That we could have put some money in their pockets, but then our last prediction kind of took some money from their pockets, man. We want to say we sorry for that first and foremost. But if you would have bet on the bet we told you to bet on straight up, you would have got some money in your pocket, man. What was the odds on that fight again? I kind of forget. What was the odds on that fight again?
At the time that we reported it, it was 2.5. So, like you said, if you put $50 on it, you would have got $150. You would have put $50 on Tony Harrison. And so we told you, we put a whole video out. If you think we lying, go back and look at the timeline. We gave y'all some free money. Like I said, for every fight, we'll give y'all the odds that we think you should pick. If you picked the main odds we told you to pick last night, you'd have been cashing in pretty good and had some gas money in your pocket for this week.
Most definitely. Because I couldn't believe it, man. I told you on camera and off camera, I couldn't believe the odds, man. It kind of threw me for a loop because I did not see how Garcia was going to win that fight. I was like, man, there's a possibility if Harrison got old. That's what I was thinking. Maybe he's just damaged goods. He got old overnight. Took a lot of punishment in the Charlo series.
Yeah,
a lot of wars. So I was like, man, maybe he a little older, maybe. But that's the only way I saw him losing. So I was like, I don't see how the odds is that way, man. So, like you said, we gave him a gym the other night, man. I hope they took it. We damn sure took it. So I got a little bit of gas money.
But before we get on, the main event like we are already, Tony Harrison, man, he looked great last night. I was impressed with how he looked. I still think he got a lot to offer at 154. What would you like him to do next at 154, and maybe who he could fight?
I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of people are going to say. A lot of people are going to ask him to fight Fundora, bro. If I'm Harrison, man, I'm staying far away from Fundora.
Yeah, you know.
I'm being honest. I think he had one too many wars. Like I said, I'm a Harrison fan. I like the way he fight. I love his style. I love his grit. I love his swagger. But the dog that's in Fundora, bro, I think is a little too much for Harrison. He gonna outbox him for a little bit, but that work weight and that height, I think, is going to be too much for him at this point. But that's gonna be the fight he's gonna have to fight if he want to get back into that championship. He want to get back at that championship level. He's gonna have to fight the Fundoras of the world.
I got a good fight for him, and I think it'll be entertaining, and I think the build up to the fight will be entertaining. How about if he say he want to move to 154 if he don't get the Terrence Crawford fight? How about Danny Garcia against Tony Harrison?
Yeah, the build up for that fight would be great. Both of them got swag. Both of them can talk. Got the Midwest swag versus the Philly swag. I'm gonna be honest, it'll be a great fight as long as it lasts. It's a hard fight to pick, man. Cause Danny, it's not a prediction.
The guy that can box.
Yeah, versus the banger.
And make Danny look silly.
Yeah.
But then Danny with that looping hook that can keep Harrison with he kind of chinny. And he kind of faded the back end of the fight. So it'll be,
It'll be which one shows up that night, pretty much. Cause we both of them have not showed up in fights recently. Like Tony Harrison, he did show up in the Charlo fight, but he started showboating at the end and got caught, in my opinion. He had to draw the fight after that, so he really didn't show up for the comeback fight. I forgot the guy who fought last year, but he didn't show up for that fight and wound up drawing with the guy. And then Garcia, he pretty much did not show up in any big fight at 147, in my opinion. He was great at 140 and was, in my opinion, pound for pound at 140. He was knocking out a lot of big names at 140, but then got the 147, man, and pretty much wasn't looking the same, man. So it'll be a fight of who shows up in that fight, man. But I like that pick though. Both of them, like I should stay away from the tall man, the 6'5" monster. It looks like. Let's talk about the 6'5" monster and his newfound fan base that I see. It's not full steam ahead quite yet, but I see it, bro. I see it. It's gonna be, like I said in my video last night, it's gonna be a lot louder than David Benavidez. So I'm gonna ask you this question: you think Fundora is gonna take the spots of David Benavidez hype train the way he's rolling right now, just judging by the type of competition that's in and around his division?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you made a great point last night. The main thing is the opponents he can face. Like David Benavidez, it's two opponents. You got Charlo or Caleb Plant with not Triple G, but with a Canelo. And probably that Canelo fight is not gonna happen because Canelo seems to have no interest in fighting David Benavidez. So you have Caleb Plant and then maybe Charlo if he decides to come up to 168. But for Fundora, you have Charlo Castano. You have, like I said, I don't want to see it, but you can have a Harrison who look good. You can have, like you said, those killers at 147 is gonna come up, like a big fight for Boots in the future. He can have a big fight with Terrence Crawford. He can have a big fight with Earl Spence. So it's a lot of names out there that he can get in there with. Tim Tszyu is get his name out there. So he has 5 or 6 different options that he can have these mega fights. So the sky's the limit, man. And then at that, he has a fan-friendly style that you got to like. Like every time he fights, I have to see Fundora fight. It's a fan-friendly style.
Yeah, especially with his chins holding it the way it did. Like you said last night, we was wrong about the pick. We thought he was gonna get stopped last night. He did get dropped for the first time, but he said in the corner that he took the knee. He said, "Yeah, I had to take the knee because I knew if I could take them shots, I would have went down." So we know he can be hurt, and we know that he can be hurt. So that means he's been hurt, whether it was in the gym or in the amateur ranks. He know what it feels like to start having that dark spot coming in your face when you start having your lights turned out a little bit. He knows how to survive in that feeling. So but that could be a good thing and a bad thing, because now you have a tall guy with a high work rate, with a good punch arsenal, even though he don't use his range like he's supposed to, with a good chin that knows how to survive if he needs to survive. That seems like, in my opinion, in those weight classes, it seems like a hard task for anybody to beat.